Boss cover, this is Dr. Barry. I just want to encourage all the youths out there to support Talk Up Youth. We all as young people have issues in the world that just a concern and a bother with. Why the girl and follow me? Who me a vote for the next general election? Should I migrate or not? If I buy the shoes there, I put on service for my phone. I joke it up, but a serious thing. So we need to start talk up. So talk up youth. I say, to talk up youth. Up.
Last a lifetime. This moment is brought to you by National Cream Crackers.
Talk Up Youth is powered by National Baking Company in association with Crown Water, a Stanley and Empress production, giving the youth a voice.
Talk Up Youth.
So come to know these youths and show these youths. Talk up yourself, the youths to know them roots. Nurture them, protect and love and hear these youths. Music make them know I love we show these youths. Make them save the youth, not kill the youth. I build we come for build the youth.
Talk Up Youth encourages all youth to find tangible solutions for their issues. Are you ready for today's show? Today's topic is
build we come for build the youth. Youths in action, Jamaica. We are build the youths there. Talk up youth in Jamaica.
Brain drain is an issue plaguing many Jamaican youths. Stay at home or explore opportunities overseas, debating the notions of nationalism or self-preservation. Let's hear their issues, thoughts, and then their solutions.
We have to build the youths there. Talk youth in Jamaica.
Let's talk about brain drain, economics, Jamaica. We're going to university, and when we come out, there's nowhere to go. Also, we need to look at how we manage our resources. We all know that we have scarce resources, limited resources. I think we need to manage those resources better so that we can actually see some growth in the economy.
The issue for me is this. I think that there's a lack of patriotism that's in our society today. Persons are too foreign-minded when it comes to whatever they need to do to get ahead. Too much politics decides who get which job. So persons are just looking for an avenue to escape, and that's the issue that we need to fix.
I think that with any economy, the objective is for independence. And the thing about brain drain is that we're now relying on importing certain skill sets to get the job done.
As a nation, we fail to invest in our human capital. And with any resource, if you don't invest in it, you're sure to lose it. Year after year, students on the secondary level show that they're capable of so much more than we're offering. And if we are not offering them the chance to maximize their full potential, they're going to go somewhere else where they can do that. So that is definitely an issue that we need to address.
The point is, nothing there for you. That's what most young people think. Nothing there for you. It's either the degrees are not feasible at the end of the day because they are too static, and or we don't have enough job being created for any youth to stay here. So we have discrimination. You're going to ask an individual for 5 years experience. This individual is coming straight out of university. How are they going to have 5 years experience? And this individual might be the best individual for the required job. That forces the youth to leave.
Well, Jeffrey, I definitely agree with you. Yes, nothing is really here for us as Jamaicans, especially as young Jamaicans. We have every year about 85% of our graduates, very skilled, intelligent persons, leaving this country to find opportunities elsewhere. Why exactly are people finding or trying to leave the country? Are there opportunities here? That's the question. There are no opportunities here because we have this culture where it's who know who and links to run this society. If you're affiliated with a certain political party, yes, you probably have a guaranteed job set for you. But for somebody like me, maybe from an inner city community, top class, graduated from university with my degree coming out, there are many persons there sitting home without jobs. Don't you think they would feel discouraged if opportunities are available overseas in the US or in Canada? Yes, there are opportunities there for them, so why not leave? The brain drain is impacted by the high debt servicing issue that we have here. Our country is really significantly paying back debt, but not necessarily focused on investing in growing the economy. And when we're not focused on growing the economy, we're not focused on investing in providing opportunities opportunities for youths. So with limited opportunities, persons will just see it, okay, I need to get out of Jamaica because there's nothing here for me.
Brain drain, in a sense, is really a necessary evil. We can see this in the case of athletes who leave year after year after year to compete in America. Of course, they come back to compete in our national trials and try to make our Jamaica teams, and they still have their allegiance here in Jamaica. But we can see that instead of going to our local universities and trying to build our local intercollegiate sports, they go away and they make money for other organizations that participate in intercollegiate sports. We have to realize that they leave for a reason. They leave for the simple fact that somewhere else, wherever they go, they have the resources to ensure that they're competing, one, and they are healthy. That's another thing we also need to focus on.
When we're back from the break, it's debate time.
We have to build the youths there. From youth in Jamaica.
This is Kevin too Swayze. This is Kevin too lazy. We'll take a break.
Take 3.
First, National Baking Company. Quality Jamaican product. Yo! Cheesy boards, the picnic, I gonna love them here. It's like more popular than hopscotch and video games. Now, this made with real cheese. They like cheddar veneers. It's like somebody set up a cheese war in your mouth.
It's shockingly cheesy. Cheesy boards. Energize your taste buds. National Baking Company, made for Jamaicans by Jamaicans.
This is your Talk Up Youth tip. My advice to youth is to save 10% of all income that you get. This can be from your parents, from your job, or a hustle that you do. Just save 1/10 of it and you'll be amazed at the compound savings that you have over the year.
We have to build the youths there. From youth in Jamaica.
Welcome back from break. Well, here's the thing. I agreed and disagreed with a lot of the points mentioned earlier. For those who said that there's no opportunities in Jamaica, I strongly disagree. Forbes listed in 2014 actually that Jamaica is the #1 place in the Caribbean to do business. The mindset sometimes is so much about getting out that you can't see the gold mine sitting in front of you. Singapore on paper has no assets, but what drives their economy is their people. And they've mastered, and one thing that they really invest in is their education and creating human capital. So education is, I strongly agree with everyone who said that education definitely has to be a strong point and has to be a main focus.
Yes, Caleb, I do understand exactly what you're saying. However, this issue of brain drain relates to the fact that many of our well-educated persons are actually leaving. So yes, education might help to solve the problem in a sense, but not really, because it's really the educated persons, after receiving their education, they leave. So having persons educated is good, but then when they're educated, what's next? Yes, you do say that Forbes mentioned that Jamaica have really many opportunities. However, do we really have opportunities for everyone?
I want to say something about that Forbes thing, right? Yes, I believe that Jamaica has a lot of resources, but I don't think the government is really maximizing those resources. That is the problem.
Oh, definitely.
I can look at
Definitely.
this. I remember back some time ago, actually, I'm a performer, right? I love drama and so forth. Right now, Pirates of the Caribbean wanted to shoot something in Jamaica, right? And the problem is that they were basically being charged too much to actually shoot in Jamaica. Same thing happened with the Jamaican movie Home Again, right? Home Again 2, right? They actually had to create a next Jamaica in Trinidad, right? Just for them to shoot the movie, right? So I think right now the opportunities are coming in now, right? But we are not. We're the ones who are basically want to suck out too much out of what is there,
yeah.
right? So that's.
With that said, we have to look at the fact that the laws here are from eons ago. We're not sure if there's a law reform committee in Jamaica, but if there is, the law reform committee is moving very basic and very slow. So to change these laws or to change the bureaucracy or to fix the bureaucracy that allows economic growth is very hard. And so when you leave school, all you want to do is just leave, because this bureaucracy does not allow for you to be absorbed and be a functioning person in the society.
Again though, you guys did raise very good points, but it still goes back to the education. You raised a point about how we do get educated, but there's still no opportunities here. But think about the way that we're educated. Look at CSEC. the CSEC subjects we have to choose from generally channel us into specific jobs. So, what if the curriculum gave us a chance to basically explore other occupations? There may be occupations that have been untapped by us that we don't even know that we need yet because of the way we have been educated.
Yes, but then you have to look at that CSEC is really a regional exam, right? The CSEC is trying to, how you call it now, educate the Caribbean to sustain the region, right? But yet still, I don't think when it reaches to the tertiary level, right, it's not that, there's kind of somewhat of a disconnect there. So that's where the problem kind of lies.
I've always said that while it is a unifying, CSEC is a unifying exam and it's basically testing the region, our economic situation is so much different from, say, a Trinidad or a Barbados. How can we test our citizens the same way we test their citizens when they have a different system in place? Our system and what we come out to do after school is so much different from what they have there. How exactly do you keep us all on the same level?
Barbados, they tend to invest heavily in their education system. I think at a certain point, education is actually free in terms of how they actually invest in it. And if it is the same program that Barbados would offer, then in a sense, how come they do not necessarily have a similar brain drain issue if then they do the same exams, they do the same curriculum, they do the same subjects, and yet they don't necessarily see that same brain drain issue that we're having?
They don't see a great of a brain drain issue on the basis that they are bonded to the country. So the country would have provided the necessities or the resources for these persons to have education up to a specific point, but after that education, they're bonded to the country for a certain number of years. That allows the country to grow. In Jamaica's case, though, we don't have such a system. Or the system, if it is there like that, it is not well effectively used.
We spent 7 years in high school. What do we have to show after those 7 years? Why is it that people who know that they wanted to be doctors from day one aren't given the chance to do anatomy, basically any other of the other subjects that are available?
You're saying that we should try and allow students to do what they want to do from early out. But I think what the Jamaican education system tries to do is to allow for a person to be more all-rounded, right? Because let me tell you the truth. When I was in grade 7, I wanted to be a stockbroker, right? All that changed when I reached grade 9. So if it's that I had decided to say, you know what, I'm going to go do stockbroking, I'm going to do this and that. Therefore, when I reached grade 9, and when I realized that, okay, this is not what I really wanted to do, I'll be at a disadvantage.
I get what you're saying, and I get what you guys are saying. Yes, we have issues with our educational system, but we're discussing brain drain, right? These are persons who have already been educated, they're highly skilled, trained persons, and they're leaving. They're leaving our country to persons who are not skilled, uneducated, and that's what the issue is. We need to find a way. How do we make work more comfortable here?
How do we try to motivate them really to stay here? The persons who are well educated, how do we say, based on your capabilities or based on your abilities, you're top in your class, you have done your marketing, you have done the relevant subjects, we want you to stay here, we have a job for you, we have internship opportunities for you to stay here. Let's motivate the persons who are well trained and educated to stay here.
No, I definitely agree with that, but I do feel that education should be a focal point, because with education you're producing more skilled people, which will be able to bring more opportunities and build Jamaica up, which then we can have a brain gain, and people are coming to Jamaica for opportunities and to get things done. The focus should be teach, train, and retain, not just management.
For the brain drain to actually stop, or for us to have brain gain, we should actually look at the countries that these persons are going to and try to replicate, or probably replicate is not the right word, but to try to implement some of what they're doing in their economy, in our economy, and see if that can actually work, so that we ourselves can reach their level and maybe past their level of economic growth and so forth. So probably that's what we should actually look at, than for us not to just say, okay, brain drain is bad and so forth, but rather to try and help the economy so that we can actually be better, and therefore everything will basically fall into place, because it would therefore be a domino effect. So if we fix one thing, there will be a greater effect, right? A multiplier effect, basically, in the economy. So probably that's what we should look at.
And therefore, it also boils down to the problem of the economy. So the economic problem is linked to brain drain, and how we manage our resources in terms of leadership and management is key as well, because the persons who lead, they also lead in terms of the policies for education. They also lead for all the policies related to our economy. So leadership and management is definitely key in reducing or alleviating this whole brain drain issue.
What I have realized is that you're speaking about opportunity in terms of finding jobs. But if you realize foreign investors are coming here for the simple fact that they're not looking for jobs. They're looking for things to invest in, to create jobs. So why is it that we are searching for jobs? Why is it that we are not looking to create jobs? It's like our government can do so much and no more. And I think as a people, we need to realize that right now. And we need to truly get up and start figuring out how do we create this for ourselves.
So that was a great debate session. Now it's social media time.
We have to build the youth stand up youth in Jamaica.
I am here for you and you for me. So I will always love you, even through the hard times. If ever you need me, I'll be
Some moments
there.
last a lifetime. This moment is brought to you by National Cream Crackers.
This is your Talk Up Youth tip. My advice to youth is to save 10% of all income that you get. This can be from your parents, from your job, or a hustle that you do. Just save 1/10 of it and you'll be amazed at the compound savings that you have over the year.
We have to build the youth stand up youth in Jamaica.
Man, again. So family, I'm going to shut up the solution them now. First and foremost, for the victimization against discrimination. What my solution is to allow the students to do on-the-study internship. This allows the Ministry of Finance, the banks, the companies to take on these students as to train them into the particular company life to match with the degrees they're doing. Secondly, we can allow these same students to mix their degrees to do agricultural sciences as well as to the international relations. We can thirdly take a stance as is done in Europe. They use the Bologna Act. This allows universities, companies, and the government to come together every 5 years and decide what is needed to ensure the economy grows and to keep the brain within the country.
Why I stay here after graduating? I participated in a graduate recruitment internship program. We need more of those programs designed to specifically recruit graduates. In addition to this, yes, we had these programs at UA. However, students really did not want to sign up for them because they weren't paid internships. So we definitely need to raise and to lift the conscious levels of our people. People not really looking at the long run goal. Yes, I'm working for free. However, they don't really look at the fact that, hey, I might actually get a permanent opportunity or an offer here based on my experience or based on the fact that I get inside the door and I can actually prove myself. Don't let the system be run based on links alone. If somebody is good and capable to do the job, we need to go out there. Companies need to be actually going in to seek and try to keep these persons within the country.
That is a valid point, and I can say that I chose to leave as an athlete, a student athlete, and I can also speak for other athletes that I've worked with, that a lot of us leave for the simple fact that we don't feel like we have the resources here that can bring us to our full potential. Jamaica dominates in certain events, which is where you'll see that some athletes will stay because we dominate in those events. But look at the events that we normally turn a blind eye to. We do have athletes who excel in those. It doesn't stop at sports, it goes further than that. But a lot of athletes feel as though they have to leave because home is not taking care of them. They have to leave their home and go somewhere else because they're taking care of them there. They treat them as if they matter outside of girls and boys champs or world championships or whatsoever. They matter there. We need to ensure that our citizens, not only our athletes, know that they matter here.
I want to really bring up the point about brain circulation. I don't think people really understand that point, right? It's where right now we don't have the resources to maximize our youths or maximize us here, but then we can export them to other countries where they can get the experience, right? They're exposed to the resources and therefore they can come back and give back to the country.
Exactly. To tackle this brain drain issue that we're having, we need all hands on deck. We need a collaborative effort, both from the private and the public sector. Jeffrey mentioned earlier how we need to invest more in our areas that there's a lot of potential. Take, for example, logistics. There's been much talk about the logistics hub and what it can do, but not a lot of effort. As a people, I think we need to push those as priority. How do we get university graduates to understand that they are needed here? When they go overseas and send the little remittances, that's good, but we need true sustainable development in this island.
I definitely agree with we need more skilled people. And with that, I feel what we need to do is re-engineer our educational system. One thing that Finland did very effectively was re-engineer their entire country. I mean, when their entire educational system. And what they've seen over the past 40 years is they climbed the ladders to one of the top countries for education in the world. The next thing that we have to focus on is retention. For the areas that we lack the most, I feel that one thing that we need to do is give incentives for local people who are skilled in that area to stay and help develop that area. So if we focus on not only just creating more skilled people, but then also focus on utilizing the ones that are here and bringing more to help develop more areas so we can have more retention in the country, I think that's what will help reverse brain drain.
Guys, those solutions were amazing. But now, it's celebrity interview time.
How important is it to talk up, aka let your voice be heard?
It's extremely important to let your voice be heard, particularly in your community, at your school, in your country. I was once a student advocate myself, and I did many things with UNICEF, with United Nations Development Program. I was head girl of my school. I was a black belt karate instructor. I hosted a TV show, while I was in high school. And it's always important to hear the voices of Jamaicans, but also give your opinion and give your own truth to things that you think that ought to be done, and also give credit for things that are being done. But you need to do it with respect, and you also need to do it with love. There's no need to try and beat down anybody to make yourself look good.
What do you think are some of the keys to your success?
Keys to my success. Just hard work. I'm a very, very hard worker, and that is, my work is 24 hours a day. It's the best way to describe it. I have always maintained a bottom-up approach. You have to be on the ground with people. You have to know the ins and outs of the people that you serve. And you also have to know the ins and outs, certainly, of what the public's expectations are of you, and stay focused. You can't address all things all the time at the same time. So you have to choose the battles that you can fight, first of all, and then address those issues, and then systematically take care of the other ones. So I would have to say I am somebody who works hard. That's one. I am also somebody that loves to work with people, and I'm not afraid to roll my sleeves up and get into the work. I'm not somebody who believes that I must delegate. I certainly help with the job.
In Jamaica, it's very popular to go away to work or continue your education. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't want to see anybody going overseas for an extended period of time. I will be the first one to tell you that I want all Jamaicans to have the luxury and the ability to travel and see the world. I was able to travel and see the world by winning Miss World at 18 years old. And I was able to visit countries and live in some countries, but my heart was always in Jamaica, and so I knew I was coming back home to build this country. So I don't necessarily feel that young people should not go away to study. I think if there are courses and places that will broaden your horizons, absolutely. But I always feel that you must come back home, and I always feel that there are opportunities in Jamaica for you to come back home to. Thanks for having me, everybody. Talk up youth. Mr. Fit talk up youth.
Talk up youth, Mr. Fit, talk up youth.
Good job. Easiest, very sweaty hand. Pleasure working with you. Pleasure working with you. Very highly. You're a great guy. Dig up, dig up. Talk Up Youth is powered by National Baking Company in association with Cranwatha, a Stanley and Empress production, giving the youth a voice.
Some moments last a lifetime. This moment is brought to you by National Cream Crackers.